Where has this other story come from? You know, I'd love you to just speak a little bit to that, the story that you're trying to create an antidote to, but in both books, I think, of kind of the superhuman self. Where has that come from in us? Why do we start off at least wanting to believe it?
I mean, something I was consciously evasive about in 4,000 Weeks was like causal chains here, right? You could set out to say that everything that's wrong with our feelings about time is capitalism's fault. You can set out to say that capitalism is a symptom of deeper things, and eventually or technology there's a big sort of industrialization and technology piece. There's an evolutionary psychology always waiting in the wings to step in and say, this is the explanation for everything. I just sort of end at the point of like we are, afraid of the fact that we die, and that we are somewhat uniquely material beings with the deeply finite material beings with the conscious capacity to envision, to understand that we're going to die, and to envision infinity and envision the possibility of escape from our finitude. And so this creates a sort of insurmountable thing that we're always trying to surmount by, if not literally, with sort of transhumanist experiments in Silicon Valley, then on a sort of conceptual level by attaining a kind of control over our lives that would be tantamount to stepping outside of the finite stream. And so you can either do that by imagining that you're going to live forever, or you can do it by imagining that you're going to get everything done that you need to get done by the end of next week, right? They're both different routes to not being constrained by finitude. And I kind of think probably fear of death is where that stops. And I think I think the argument that capitalism in its worst excesses is a symptom of the fear of death makes more sense to me than that all of this comes from the economic level first. But